Cause all I ever wanted was the money and the fame, but now
Welcome to the Raven Space on YouTube. This is your boy Jason, and today I want to talk about Marcus Peters and the impact that I know he'll have for the Baltimore Ravens. As many of you guys know, Marcus Peters recently made his way back to the field, and this is a huge thing for multiple reasons for the Baltimore Ravens. The first reason is that before Marcus Peters left because of his injury, he was one of the premier ball hawks in the league at the cornerback position. Many people don't know, but when Marcus Peters came into the league, he was instantly a successful cornerback because his ability to intercept passes. Peters has led the NFL in interception return yards and interception touchdowns several years, which means he does something that Baltimore Ravens defenses love to do, is put points on the board from a defensive position. And Marcus Peters is the best at that on the team and possibly in the league. Over his career, before last year's injury, he led in interceptions, interception return yards, and interception touchdowns since he's been in the league. What this means is that when he came into the league, he instantly became the best cornerback at intercepting the ball and getting touchdowns from those interceptions. Again, the most valuable thing a defense can do is turn the ball over, and when Marcus Peters left, we lost a valuable piece who was able to turn the ball over. Another reason that Marcus Peters is so valuable is the fact that he had great chemistry with his other cornerbacks, especially Marlon Humphrey. Those two together were able to do things because they had different strengths, but also they were not weak at the other part of the game. Marcus Peters is much better at zone coverage than the traditional man cover corner because he's able to feel the quarterback and make plays on the ball. Usually, quarterbacks who get a lot of interceptions are great at zone coverage. And even though he was so strong at zone, he's also very, very good at man. Now, he jumps routes every now and then because that's the way he plays, but he's a good man defender as well. Marlon Humphrey is an excellent man defender, maybe the best in the league based on Pro Football Focus, and he's a great zone defender as well. So these two are interchangeable depending on the different defenses. And we've seen Marlon with the ability to go inside and cover slot receivers, but also stay on the outside and cover number one receivers, where Marcus Peters usually does his damage covering the outside receiver. So those two can work together and be in sync in order to perform in any coverage. This is going to be vitally important this year, as the weakest part of our defense is our pass rush, which means that our cornerbacks may be having to cover people for longer than we would like them to. The most interesting thing about this defense, however, is that a player like Marcus Peters may be even better than he was prior to the injury if he can come back 100%. The reason this is because the team has now been shaped around his strengths in a weird way. Of course, it wasn't planned, but with cornerbacks, there are often things that make their jobs easy. First is pass rush. Now, there will be some difficulties with the pass rush this year unless Adolphe Owe can become a better player and Justin Houston can get back to his form. This will make the lives of our cornerbacks so much easier, but that's a question mark. One thing that's not a question mark is the play of our safeties will be much better because we have one of the best safeties in the NFL in Marcus Williams over the top. Not to mention the versatility we get from safeties like Chuck Clark, Kyle Hamilton, and Tony Jefferson, all who have been extremely impressive this offseason. With help over the top, Marcus Peters can expect to be able to take more chances, and if the rush can force the quarterback to make bad mistakes, he will have a big year because he's so smart when it comes to intercepting the football, and he's one of the best at getting his hands where it needs to be. I expect a big year from Marcus Peters and the Ravens cornerbacks because I know that they have the talent, especially when they have help over the top, protecting them from any big plays. Before Marcus Peters' injury, him and Marlon Humphrey were voted into the Pro Bowl and both rated as top 5 cornerbacks by Pro Football Focus. This could again happen this year and maybe have a top 5 safety as well. The defensive backend for the Ravens is going to be awesome. Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe and like this video, share it, help us grow. We'll be launching our Patreon page soon, so please check it out. Thanks, and go Ravens.